Hi, I am Dr. K. Sai Prasad Reddy. Welcome to the subject software testing. In today's session, we are going to discuss about verification and validation. See, we are going to discuss and learn about what is verification and what are the different techniques in verification, and what is validation and what are the different techniques in validation process. In the earlier session, just I have given only the outline about verification and validation. And today we are going to discuss in depth about verification and validation. Now, if you take any testing, either it may be a unit testing, or it may be a integration testing, or it may be a system testing, or it may be an user acceptance testing. Please, we have to remember one point. All these levels of testings are the combination of verification and validation. That means at each and every stage of life cycle, predominantly at each and every level of testing. What are the levels of testing? Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. At each and every level of testing, the verification activities will be also performed, as well as validation activities will be also performed. Which has to be taken first? For example, if you take unit testing, first we have to complete the verification activities and then we have to go for validation. Even for integration testing, system testing and the user acceptance testing. Same. First we have to implement verification activities. After successful completion of verification activities only, we have to go for validation activities. Now we will discuss about verification and validation. Now, see, what do you mean by verification? That means, in shortcut, are we doing the job right? That means, are we doing the job in the right way? That is called verification. I will give you an example, the best example. If any student takes the exam, after writing these answers for each and every question, before submitting that answer script to the invigilator, the verification activity will be performed by the concerned student. What he will do? Before handing over, before surrendering his answer sheet to the examiner, quickly he will verify whether all the questions answered or not, whether for each and every answers have I written this question numbers properly or not, whether underlines for important points underlines have been done or not. Like this, he will verify. That is, are we doing the job in the right way? That is a verification. So, this verification activity is nothing but a disciplined approach or a disciplined mechanism to evaluate whether a software product fulfills the requirements or conditions imposed on them. This is called verification. In shortcut, the most familiar statement is, are we doing the job in the right way? That is called verification. See, what are the different methods or the techniques that are involved in verification? Walkthroughs, formal inspection, and reviews. These three are the different techniques in verification activity. All these three activities, all these three techniques, that is review, walkthrough, inspection, all these three techniques will be implemented at each and every stage in software development life cycle. So, earlier we have already discussed about static testing and dynamic testing. So the verification activity is nothing but a static testing. You have to remember one important point. Testing means it is a combination of a static testing as well as a dynamic testing. So static testing is nothing but a verification, right? So verification is also called as static testing activity. So this will be done by systematically reading the contents of the software product with the intention of detecting the defects. What is the main goal of verification? So what is the main intention of doing this verification? That means walkthroughs, inspections and reviews. What are the main intention? What is the main goal? To find the defects. To find the defects. So now, by doing this verification activity, by performing this verification activity, it will help you in finding or in identifying the defects as well as their location, where the defects are present, in which requirement, in which module and in which requirement the defect is present, right? So for example, it is a code review. Review is also verification. So while performing the review on the code by the developers, they will identify the mistakes in the code and their location, where exactly that a mistake has happened in the code, in which statement, in which loop, in which condition, like this. So verification activity will identify the defects as well as their location. And this verification activity, as it is performed at each and every stage in the software development life cycle, that means by doing these reviews, inspections and walkthroughs, these will be applied like a filters. So what the filter will do? It will filter the impurities. It will separate the impurities. In the same way, the verification activity will identify the defects and it will separate those defects from the software product. So the verification is nothing but a filter applied at various points during the software development life cycle to purify the product as it progresses through various phases. Because at each and every stage we are implementing this verification activity. That means at each and every stage we are filtering the defects. How we are filtering the defects? By finding the defects and reporting the defects and resolving the defects, right? And see verification examples. These are the different techniques. For example, say requirement reviews. Who are responsible for requirement reviews? What do you mean by requirement reviews? Performing the reviews on the requirement document. How they will perform the requirement reviews? How they will perform the reviews on the requirement? See, those who are involved in the requirement reviews, either they may be developers, or there may be a software test engineers, or they may be users, or they may be managers. Those who are performing the reviews on the requirement, they will read each and every requirement. They will analyze each and every requirement. They will understand each and every requirement. And they will find the defects in each and every requirement, if any. This is a requirement review. So, all the stakeholders of the project. What do you mean by the stakeholders? The resources who are involved in that particular project are called stakeholders. S-T-A-K-E, stakeholders. I repeat, who are said to be stakeholders? The resources, either that may be a development team, or that may be a database management team, that may be a design team, that may be an architecture team, that may be a software testing team. Different teams will be working on the project. The resources who are working on that particular project, all the resources are called stakeholders. Generally, the requirement reviews or the reviews on the requirements will be performed by all the stakeholders of the project. And the design reviews. So, Design reviews, the designs reviews also will be performed by the developers as well as the software test engineers, apart from the software architects and software designers. And the code walkthroughs. See, as we discussed earlier, walkthroughs will be done only on the code, not on the document. So, walkthroughs which are performed on the code are called code walkthroughs. So, as that the code is into the picture, obviously the developers are responsible. So, the code walkthroughs will be done, or the code walkthroughs will be performed by the developers or development team. And the code inspections. See, the inspections will be implemented, or the inspections will be performed both on the documents as well as the code. So, if they are performing inspections on the code, then that activity is called code inspection. As the code is involved in this technique, then obviously developers are responsible for code inspections. So like this, these are the different techniques and the responsible resources who will involve in this verification activity. Clear? This is verification. And what do you mean by the validation? Same, we will go back to that example. Once the student has completed writing the exam, after surrendering his answer script to the invigilator, the concerned professor will evaluate, will validate whether he has done the right job or not, whether he has written the right answer or not. That is called validation. In shortcut, are we doing the right job? Whether the student has written the right answer or not. If the right answer is done, then the marks will be assigned. If the answer is wrong, then there will be no marks. Are we doing the right job or not? That is called validation. That means the concerned professor will validate your answer sheet. So this is a disciplined approach or a disciplined mechanism to evaluate or to assess whether the final as built software product fulfills its specific intended use or not. That is called validation. What are the different methods for validation? Simple. So validation is nothing but execution of the software by following the standards, like say unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. These are all the different methods of the validation. So testing each software product at each phase of the life cycle using this particular documents like test plans and the test cases. This is called validation. As the execution is involved in this validation, like in unit testing or integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing, here the execution will be involved. As the execution is involved in this validation activity, this is also called as dynamic testing. Why it is called as dynamic testing? Because execution is happening here. In the earlier session, we have already discussed about the static testing and the dynamic testing elaborately. Static testing is nothing but testing the software products without execution. What do you mean by the dynamic testing? Dynamic testing is nothing but it's a mechanism where the software will be executed in order to find the defects. This is called dynamic testing. So as the execution is happening in validation, this validation is also called as dynamic testing. Clear? Yeah. And this validation will be done by systematically testing a software product in order to find the defects. In order to find the defects, that means the main intention of the validation is to find the defects. Even the main intention of this verification is to find the defects. But there in static testing, that is in verification, no execution. In validation, this is execution. So this validation will help you in identifying the presence of the defects. The main goal is to identify the defects only. Either it may be a verification or it may be a validation. The main intention, the main goal is to find the defects. And necessary to demonstrate not just that software is doing what it is supposed to do, but also is not doing what it is not supposed to do. This is important because in validation, by executing that particular software product only, we will come to know whether the software is working properly or not. That means whether the software, what it is supposed to do is doing or not. What it is not supposed to do is not supposed to do. See, for example, what it is not supposed to do should not be supposed to do. What it means? Simple. If you take the login functionality, so what it is supposed to do, if both user ID and password are correct, then only the login will happen successfully. That is supposed to do. What it is not supposed to do, if you enter either invalid user ID or invalid password, and if you click on the login button, it is not supposed to do. That means it is not supposed to log in successfully. That is the meaning. So during this validation, the concerned team members has to see and has to demonstrate whether the software is doing what it is supposed to do and whether the software is not doing what it is not supposed to do. This is a very important point, right? This is about validation. So what are the different examples for the validation? Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. Unit testing will be performed by the developers. Integration testing will be performed by the developers. Sometimes in the rare cases, test engineers also will involve. In the rare cases, but predominantly integration testing will be performed by the developers. In the rest of the rare cases only, the software testing engineers will involve in integration testing. In the system testing, responsibility of software testing team, that is test engineers. UAT, again in UAT, alpha testing and beta testing will be there. Alpha testing will be carried out vendor place only by the software test engineers, and the beta testing will be performed by the users, by the client people at the client place. So these are the validation examples. Okay. So please subscribe my channel and share my videos to the student groups and like my videos, and please don't forget to raise your comments in the comment box. Please raise your comments, right? Thank you.